ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு வின்மீன் இ-லேர்னிங். இந்த இ-லேர்னிங் செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன்ஸில் இருக்க லைன் பை லைன் கொஷின் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இன்னைக்கு 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியில் லெசன் 4 எமர்ஜென்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்டேட் அண்ட் எம்பையர் லெசனோட லைன் பை லைன் கொஷின் பார்க்கலாம். கொஷின் நம்பர் 1. Which of the following religion are known as Shramanic religions? Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. The correct answer is option C, 2 and 3, that is Buddhism and Jainism. Shramanic religions அப்படின்னா it is derived from the word Shramana in Sanskrit, which means a teacher. So இந்த ரெண்டு ரிலீஜியனான புத்திசம் அண்ட் ஜைனிசம் வந்து தேர் வேர் antithetical to the mainstream Vedic religion னு சொல்லலாம். So as a consequence of new beliefs and ideas propounded by Jainism and Buddhism, social order வந்து largely centered on Vedic rituals underwent a significant change. So, people of many religious faiths were part of the emerging society in சொல்லலாம். Question number 2. From which century North India passed through major political and social changes? The correct answer is option A, 6th to 3rd century BCE. 6th செஞ்சுரியிலேருந்து 3rd century BCE வரைக்கும் நார்தன் பார்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியாவில் ஒரு மேஜர் பொலிட்டிக்கல் அண்ட் சோஷியல் சேஞ்சஸ் ஏற்பட்டுச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். புத்திசம் அண்ட் ஜைனிசம் எமர்ஜ்ட் as a prominent religions which had a large number of followers. Question number 3. Which of the following statement is correct? As a consequence of new beliefs and ideas propounded by Jainism and Buddhism, social order largely centered on Vedic rituals underwent a significant change. On the political front, minor states and federations of clans were merged through conquest to create an empire during this period, resulting in a large state ruled by Chakravartin. The rise of a centralized empire in the Gangetic plains of present-day Bihar and eastern Uttar Pradesh changed the social, economic and administrative fabric of the region. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are true. New beliefs and ideas வந்து ஜைனிசம் அண்ட் புத்திசம்னால உருவாச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். ஸோ இதோட கான்சிக்வன்சஸ் வந்து வேதிக் ரிச்சுவல்ஸை பேஸ் பண்ணி இருந்த ஒரு சோஷியல் ஆர்டரில் ஒரு பெரிய சேஞ்ச் ஏற்பட்டுச்சு. அண்ட் பீப்புள் ஆஃப் மெனி ரிலீஜியஸ் ஃபெய்த்ஸ் வந்து வேர் பார்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் எமர்ஜிங் நியூ சொசைட்டி. பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஃப்ரண்ட்டில் பார்த்தோம்னா மைனர் ஸ்டேட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபெடரேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் கிளான்ஸ் தேவர் மர்ஜ்ட் through conquest to create an empire during this period. So இதனால ஒரு large state structure உருவாச்சு and this state was ruled by Chakravartin or Ekarat. Emperor இல்லனா one supreme king அப்படின்னு அழைக்கப்பட்டாங்க. The rise of the centralized empire in the Gangetic plains of present-day Bihar and eastern Uttar Pradesh changed the social, economic and administrative fabric of this region. Question number 4. Who among the following is the contemporary of Buddha? The correct answer is option B, Bimbisara. Bimbisara வந்து he was a contemporary of Buddha ன்னு சொல்லலாம் and he started the process of empire building. So this was strengthened by his son Ajatasattu and then by the Nandas. Question number 5. Who among the following were the first 3 best known emperors? Ashoka, Shrigupta, Chandragupta, Bindusara. The correct answer is option C. 1, 3 and 4 options are correct. That is Ashoka, Chandragupta and Bindusara. The empire வந்து it reached the glory and peaked with the advent of Mauryan Empire சொல்லலாம். And this Mauryan Empire was founded by the Chandragupta Maurya. First 3 Mauryan emperors ஆன Chandragupta, Bindusara and Ashoka were the best known kings. After Ashoka, the Mauryan empire வந்து it went to decline. Question number 6. Which of the following statement is correct? The flat plains and the availability of plentiful water from the perennial rivers were among the favorable ecological conditions which promoted the rise of large state in this particular region. Rivers also acted as a major waterways for trade and travel. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. The flat plains and availability of water from the perennial rivers such as Ganga and its tributaries இதெல்லாம் தான் ஃபேவரபிள் ecological கண்டிஷன்ஸாக இருந்தது and this promoted the rise of a large state in this particular region. Rivers acted as a major waterways for trade and travel also. Question number 7. Which Hindu work is important source of Mauryan emperors? The correct answer is option B. Brahmanas. There are hardly any comprehensive contemporary accounts or literary works which refer to Mauryan emperors, though they are mentioned in various Buddhist and Jain texts, as well as in some Hindu works which were called as Brahmanas. Question number 8. Which of the following is the comprehensive historical chronicle in Pali from Sri Lanka? The correct answer is option B. Mahavamsa. மகாவம்சா அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு காம்ப்ரிஹென்சிவ் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் chronicle in Pali and this was got from Sri Lanka and this is an important additional source ன்னு சொல்லலாம். The scattered information from these sources has been corroborated by accounts of Greek historians who left their accounts about India following Alexander's campaign in northwestern part of the country. Question number 9. What are the tools that provide rich information for the historians to understand earlier periods of history? Archaeology, epigraphy, calligraphy. The correct answer is option A. Archaeology and epigraphy. Archaeology and epigraphy these are the tools that provide rich information for the historians to understand the earlier periods of the history. Question number 10. Which provide concrete information about the material culture of people from the past? The correct answer is option B. Archaeology. Archaeology is important because excavations it reveal the nature of urban morphology and that is the layout of the city and construction of buildings. So this provide a concrete information about the material culture of people from the past. So இதில் metals and இதெல்லாம் materials and tools they used இதெல்லாம் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம் and what technology they employed in that time. So இது எல்லாத்தையும் provide பண்ணுறது archaeology. Question number 11. Who deciphered the Brahmi scripts at Sanchi? The correct answer is option B. James Prinsep. The reconstruction of the Mauryan period to a great extent became possible only after the Brahmi script of the inscriptions at Sanchi was deciphered by James Prinsep in the year 1837. So information about other edicts in other parts of the country also became available at that time. Question number 12. Towns of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were unearthed during which century? The correct answer is option B. 20th century. The oldest historical artifacts found in India were excavated in the 19th century until archaeological excavation unearthed the Indus Valley towns of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro in the 20th century. Question number 13. What does the term Devanambiya mean? The correct answer is option A. Beloved of the gods. All the edicts that began with a reference to a great king. Thus spoke Devanambiya, beloved of the gods, Piyadasi, of pleasing looks, and the geographical spread of the edicts make it clear that this was the king who had ruled over a vast empire. Question number 14. Which of the following statement is correct? Puranic and Buddhist texts referred to as Chakravarti named Ashoka. As more edicts were deciphered, the decisive identification that Devanampiya Piyadasi was Ashoka was made in 1815. One more edict was deciphered which referred to him as a Devanampiya Ashoka made reconstruction of Mauryan history possible. The correct answer is option B. Statement 1 and 3 is correct. Puranic and Buddhist text It referred to a Chakravarti named Ashoka. So more edicts were deciphered. The decisive identification that Devanampiya Piyadasi was Ashoka was made in 1915. So one more edict were deciphered which referred to him as Devanampiya Ashoka made reconstruction of the Mauryan history possible. Question number 15. During whose region Junagadh rock inscriptions was carved? The correct answer is option C, Rudradaman. The first rock inscription of Junagadh near Girnar in Gujarat was found, and this was carved during the reign of Rudradaman, the local ruler, and idoda dates it belonged to 130 to 150 CE. And this refers to Pushyagupta, the provincial governor, that is Rashtriya governor of Emperor Chandragupta. Question number 16. The play Mudra Rakshasa was written by? The correct answer is option A, Vishagadatta. Mudra Rakshasa அப்படிங்கிற play it was written by Vishagadatta and this belongs to the Gupta period. So இதோட period 4th century CE அப்படின்னு அறியப்படுது. Question number 17. Which play speaks about Chandragupta and Chanakya? The correct answer is option B, Mudra Rakshasa. Mudra Rakshasa it narrates the Chandragupta's accession to the throne of the Magadha Empire, and this exploits his chief advisor Chanakya or Kaudilya by listing the strategies he used to encounter an invasion against Chandragupta. Question number 18. Initially, how many Magajanapadas were there? The correct answer is option C, 16. Among the 16 Mahajanapadas, Kasi was powerful. However, Kosala became dominant later period. So a power struggle broke out between Magadha, Kosala, Vriji and Avanti. Question number 19. Who was the first known Magadha ruler? The correct answer is option B, Bimbisara. The first known ruler of Magadha Bimbisara of the Haryanka dynasty. So he extended the territory of Magadhan Empire by matrimonial alliances and conquests. By marrying off his sister to Prasenajit, who was the ruler of Kosala, he received Kasi as a dowry. Question number 20. Which of the following statement about Bimbisara is correct? He married the princess of Lichavi and Madra. Bimbisara patronized various religious sectors and their leaders. He had an encounter with Buddha as well. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Bimbisara married her sister to Prasenajit, who was the ruler of Kosala, and for this he received a Kasi as dowry. So he also married the princess of Lichavis and Madra, and he maintained friendly relations with Avanti but annexed Anga by military might. So idinala Magadha it became a powerful and prominent power nu solla. So during the region of Bimbisara, he patronized various religious sectors and their leaders. So he had an encounter with Buddha as well also. So with this we'll complete the part 1 video of lesson 4. For more online study materials and online test packages, visit the WinMean official website and download the WinMean e-learning app from the Play Store. So hope this will be useful for you. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to WinMean e-learning. In the e-learning session number 11th history lesson 4 part 2 question video பார்க்கலாம். Question number 21. Who ascended the Magadha throne after Bimbisara? The correct answer is option C, Ajatasattu. Bimbisara's son Ajatasattu ascended the throne by killing his father. King Prasenajit immediately took back Kashi, which he had given as a dowry to Bimbisara. Question number 22. Which of the following statement is correct? Ajatasattu is also believed to have met Buddha in his lifetime. By the time Ajatasattu died in 361 BCE, Magadha had become undisputedly the strongest power. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Ajatasattu, he fought and won the battle against the Lichavis. So he defeated the Lichavis and Mallas. Ajatasattu he is believed to have met Buddha in his lifetime. By the time Ajatasattu died in 461 BCE, Magadha had become undisputedly the strongest power. Question number 23. Which among the following dynasty ascended the throne after Haryanka? The correct answer is option C. Shishunaga. Haryanka dynasty அப்புறம் it was succeeded by the Shishunaga dynasty. So Shishunaga a viceroy of Benares, and he deposed the last Haryanka king and ascended the throne. So Shishunagas they ruled for about 50 years before the throne was accepted by the Mahapadma Nanda, that is belonged to Nanda dynasty. Question number 24. Nandas became the emperors of Magadha in. The correct answer is option D. 362 BCE. After 100 years of Ajatasattu's demise, Nandas they became the emperors of Magadha in the year 362 BCE. Question number 25. The first Nanda ruler was. The correct answer is option B. Mahapadma Nanda. First Nanda ruler was Mahapadma, and he believed that he had usurped the throne by murdering the last of the Shishunaga kings. Question number 26. How many Nanda rulers were there? The correct answer is option A. 9. Under the Nandas, the whole empire expanded considerably in Solla, and the wealth and power of the Nandas became widely known and feared. Mahapadma Nanda, he was succeeded by his 8 sons, and they were together known as Navanandas illana 9 Nanda kings. Question number 27. Which of the following were done by Nanda? Exterminated many Kshatriya clans, subjugated Kshatriya ruled kingdoms, created centralized state. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Nandasoda empire build பண்ற processல they exterminated many Kshatriya clans, and they also subjugated Kshatriya ruled kingdoms. So they had still retained a degree of autonomous authority in Solla, so thus creating a centralized state structure. Question number 28. Hathigumpa, that is elephant cave, is found in. The correct answer is option A. Odisha. An inscription which was excavated from the Hathigumpa elephant cave from Udayagiri, which is near Bhubaneswar, Odisha, records the adequate built by King Nanda 300 years earlier. So it is an indicative of the geographical extent of the Nanda empire. Question number 29. Which of the following statement is correct about centralized state? A centralized state required a new administrative framework to govern an extensive territory, the creation of a bureaucracy, resources of money and men for managing the administration and the army. A large standing army was required for expanding and retaining the empire. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. ஒரு சென்ட்ரலைஸ்டு ஸ்டேட் உருவாக்குறதுக்காக ஒரு நியூ அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டிவ் ஃப்ரேம்வொர்க்கும் டு கவர்ன் அன் எக்ஸ்டென்சிவ் டெரிட்டரி, த கிரியேஷன் ஆஃப் பியூரோக்ரஸி அண்ட் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் ஆஃப் மணி அண்ட் மென் ஃபார் மேனேஜிங் த ஹோல் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் அண்ட் ஆர்மி இதெல்லாம் தேவைப்பட்டுச்சு. அண்ட் அ சிஸ்டம் ஆஃப் ரெவென்யூ அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஒரு டெவலப் பண்ணணும், ஸோ ஆஸ் டு ரைஸ் த ஃபண்ட்ஸ் விச் நீடட் ஃபார் த ஸ்டேட் த்ரூ டாக்ஸேஷன். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஃபார்மேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாமே சிட்டிஸோட டெவலப்மெண்ட்டுக்கு உதவுச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். அண்ட் those cities were administrative centers. It was distinct from villages and rural areas. ஒரு large standing army also was required for expanding and retaining the empire. Question number 30. Which century witnessed close cultural contact of the northwest of India with Persia and Greece? The correct answer is option C, 6th century. 6th century periodல வந்து ஒரு close cultural contact of northwest of India with Persia and Greece வந்து இருந்துச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். So it will be surprising to know that Gandhara and its adjoining regions on the Indus were part of the Achaemenid Empire of Persia. Question number 31. Cyrus invaded India in. The correct answer is option B, 530 BCE. Cyrus was the emperor of Persia and he invaded India around 530 BCE and he destroyed the city of Kapisha. Northwestern part of India வந்து came under the control of the Persian Empire னு சொல்லலாம் from about middle of the 6th century. Question number 32. According to whom Gandhara constituted 20th and richest satrapy of the Achaemenid Empire? The correct answer is option A, Herodotus. Greek historian on Herodotus concept padi Gandhara constituted the 20th and richest satrapy of the Achaemenid Empire. So in the region when it was continued to be part of Persian Empire till the invasion of the Alexander the Great. Question number 33. According to inscription of Darius I, who were mentioned as subjects of Achaemenid Empire? Gadara, Madura, Haravati, Makha. The correct answer is option B. 1, 3 and 4 options are correct. That is Gatara, Haravati and Makha. Darius I ஓட இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் மென்ஷன் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கிறது என்னன்னா the presence of Persians in the Indus region that include the people of Gadara, Haravati and Makha as subjects of the Achaemenid Empire. Question number 34. The word Hindu appears for the first time in an inscription of Darius I at. The correct answer is option B, Persepolis. Hindu அப்படிங்கிற word வந்து it appears first time in the inscription of Darius I ன்னு சொல்லலாம் and it is found in Persepolis, Iran. So Darius lists Hindu as a part of his empire. The word Sindhu denote a river in general and Indus in particular. So this became Hindu in Persian language ன்னு அறியப்படுது and the Greeks dropped the S and called it as Hindu, which eventually came to be called Hindu and later India. Question number 35. Which of the following statement is correct? Dakshashila or Takshila is situated in present-day Pakistan. Between the 5th century and the 4th century CE, it was part of the Achaemenid Empire of Persia. It is a strategic location on the trade route between the east and the west. It emerged as an important center of learning and culture. The correct answer is option B. Statement 1 and 3 is correct. Takshashila இல்லனா Takshila அப்படிங்கிறது it is situated in the present day Pakistan. So 5th century and 4th century BCE குள்ள it was part of the Achaemenid Empire of Persia. So இதனோட strategic location வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டானதுனால on the trade route between east and the west, it emerged as an important learning and cultural center னு சொல்லலாம். Students came far and wide to Takshila in search of knowledge. Question number 36. The city of Takshila was brought to light by. The correct answer is option C, Sir John Marshall. City of Takshila illana Takshashila was brought to light by the excavation which was carried out in the 1940s by Sir John Marshall. Question number 37. Who composed Ashtagyagi? The correct answer is option B, Panini. Taxila வந்து it is considered as one of the greatest intellectual achievements of ancient civilization சொல்லலாம். Panini seems to have compiled his well-known work Ashtadyagi in this Takshila. Question number 38. When does the northwestern part of India came under Persian Empire? The correct answer is option B, 6th century. Northwestern part of India came under the control of Persian Empire from about middle of the 6th century in சொல்லலாம். The region became a center of confluence of Persian and Indian culture. Question number 39. The cultural impact of Persian was felt most in. The correct answer is option B, Gandhara region. The Persian contact left its impact on art, architecture, economy, and administration of ancient India ன்னு சொல்லலாம். This cultural impact was felt most in the Gandhara region. Question number 40. Which king used Kharosthi script in his inscription in the Gandhara region? The correct answer is option B, Ashoka. The Gandhara region the most significant impact was the development of Kharosthi script, which is used in the northwestern part of India. And this script was used by Ashoka in his inscriptions in the Gandhara region. The Kharosthi script it was derived from Aramaic, which is used widely in the Achaemenid Empire of Persia. Question number 41. Which of the following languages are written from right to left? Aramaic, Sanskrit, Kharosthi. The correct answer is option B, Aramaic and Kharosthi. Aramaic and Kharosthi was written from right to left. Likewise, Persian sigloi, silver coin, is an imitation from the region. The earliest coins in India are traced to the period of Mahajanapadas. So, இங்க இருக்கிற scriptsல right to left எழுதப்பட்ட script Aramaic and Kharosthi. Question number 42. The Indian word for coin karsa is of which origin? The correct answer is option C, Persian. The Indian word for coin karsha is of Persian origin. The coins might have been inspired by the Persian coins in சொல்லலாம். And the coins of existence in that period, it suggests trade links between India and Persia. Question number 43. The Ashokan edicts use the term instead of the Iranian term. The correct answer is option A, Lipi and Dipi. Ashokan edicts it might have been inspired by the edicts of Achaemenid king Darius ன்னு சொல்லலாம். So Ashokan edicts they use the term Lipi instead of the Iranian term Dipi. Question number 44. Which art and architecture show traces of Persian influence? The correct answer is option B, Maurya. Mauryans art and architecture it show traces of Persian influence ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Mauryan columns of Ashoka pillar there are similar to the columns found in Achaemenid Empire. Question number 45. Which of the following shows the resemblance of Achaemenid columns? Qutub Minar, Lion capital of Sarnath pillar, Bell capital of Rampur Wall pillar. And the correct answer is option C, Lion capital of Sarnath pillar and Bell capital of Rampur Wall pillar. The bell-shaped capital of the columns, அதாவது specifica lion capital of Sarnath pillar and bell capital of Rampur pillar, இது it show the resemblance to the designs which is found in the Achaemenid columns. Similarly, in the pillars they remains of the palace in Padaliputra, they display a remarkable similarity to the pillared hall in the Achaemenid capital. Question number 46. Which of the following statement is correct? There are linguistic similarities between Rig Veda and Avesta. The term Aryas was also used by the ancient Persians. According to the Indologist Thomas Burrow, only phonetic change had occurred over time. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. ரிக்வேதாக்கும் அவஸ்தாக்கும் லிங்குவிஸ்டிக் சிமிலாரிட்டிஸ் வந்து எக்ஸிஸ்ட் ஆயிருக்குன்னு சொல்லலாம். ஆரியாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற டேர்ம் வந்து இட் வாஸ் ஆல்சோ யூஸ்டு பை த ஏன்ஷியன்ட் பர்ஷியன்ஸ். ஸோ அக்கார்டிங் டு த இண்டோலஜிஸ்ட் தாமஸ் புரோ, ஒன்லி ஃபோனட்டிக் சேஞ்ச் வந்து இட் ஹட் அக்கர்ட் ஓவர் த டைம் ஆஃப் ஹிஸ்ட்ரின்னு சொல்லலாம். Question number 47. The bogus koi in the northeast Syria inscription dating back to. The correct answer is option A, 1380 BCE. The bogus koi in northeast Syria inscription, which dates back to 1380 BCE, records a treaty between Hittite and Mitanni king. ஸோ இதில் மென்ஷன் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்க நேம்ஸ் வந்து a few ரிக் வேதிக் gods such as இந்தரா, ஊர்வனா that is வருணா, மித்திரா and நசாத்தியா that is அஸ்வின்ஸ். Question number 48. During whose reign Alexander invaded northwest India? The correct answer is option B, தனானந்தா. தனானந்தாவோட ரெயினில் தான் அலெக்சாண்டர் இன்வேடட் நார்த் வெஸ்ட் இந்தியா in the year 327 to 325 BCE. In many ways, the invasion by Alexander is a watershed in Indian history. Question number 49. Which of the following statement is correct? Invasion of Alexander marked the beginning of the interaction between India and the West, which spanned many centuries to follow. Greek historians began to write about India and Greek governors and kings ruled in the northwestern region of India. It introduced new styles of art and governance. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Alexander's invasion was it marked the beginning of interaction between India and the Western சொல்லலாம், and it spanned many centuries to follow. Greek historians, they started writing about India and Greek governors and kings who ruled in the northwestern region of India. ஸோ இதனால நிறைய நியூ ஸ்டைல்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஆர்ட் அண்ட் கவர்னன்ஸ் இந்தியாவில் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சு. Question number 50. Which of the following statement is correct? After his conquest in the Punjab region, Alexander expressed his desire to march further east to attack the Magadha Empire. His already tired troops had heard about the great emperor in the east, Maurya, and his formidable army, and refused to engage in a war against such a powerful adversary. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. பஞ்சாப் ரீஜியனில் அலெக்சாண்டரோட கான்க்வெஸ்ட்க்கு அப்புறமா he expressed his desire to march further east to attack the Magadha Empire. ஸோ அவரோட ஆல்ரெடி டயர்டான ட்ரூப்ஸ் வந்து they heard about the great emperor in the east, Nanda, and his formidable army, and they refused to engage in a war against such a powerful adversary. So with this we'll complete the part 2 video of lesson 4. For more online study materials and online test packages, visit the official website of WinMeet, and WinMeet e-learning app வந்து ப்ளே ஸ்டோர்லேருந்து டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்கள். இதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கைண்ட்லி மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப் இட். தேங்க்யூ. ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு வின்மீன் இ-லேர்னிங். இந்த இ-லேர்னிங் செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியில் லெசன் 4ஓட லைன் பை லைன் கொஷின் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இப்போ நம்ம பார்ட் 3 வீடியோ பார்க்கலாம். Question number 51. When did Alexander enter the Indian subcontinent? The correct answer is option B, 326 BCE. Alexander entered the Indian subcontinent after defeating the Persians in 326 BCE. Ambi, he was the ruler of Taxila, and he surrendered and accepted the suzerainty of Alexander. Question number 52. Porus ruled the region between. The correct answer is option D, Zealand and Bes. The most famous of Alexander's encounters was with Porus in சொல்லலாம், and Porus was the ruler of region between Zealand and Bes. The two armies met in the Battle of Hydaspes, in which Porus was imprisoned. Question number 53. During his return, Alexander died of. The correct answer is option D, typhoid. Alexander அவரோட த்ரோனை ரெஸ்டோர் பண்ணக்கப்புறமா on the condition of accepting his suzerainty, his battle weary soldiers refused to march further. So Alexander, he did not wanted to proceed against the reluctance of his army. So he decided to return. So on the way, Alexander died of typhoid in Babylon. Question number 54. Which of the following statement is correct? Alexander's invasion led to the establishment of Greek satrapies in the northwestern region of Indian subcontinent. Trade routes opened up with the east. There were 4 different trade routes in use, which facilitated the movement of Greek merchants and craftsmen to India, establishing direct contact between India and Greece. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Alexander's invasion it led to the establishment of Greek satrapies in the northwestern region of Indian subcontinent. So இதனால நிறைய trade routes open up ஆச்சு to the west. So 4 different trade routes அப்போ யூஸ்ல இருந்தது, and these facilitated the movement of Greek merchants and craftsmen to India and establishing a direct contact between India and Greece. Question number 55. Which of the following were the prominent Greek settlements? Georgia, Alexandria, Bukepala. The correct answer is option C, Alexandria and Bukepala. Trade contact increase ஆகும்போது நிறைய Greek settlements north west of India establish ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சது. Alexandria near Kabul, Bukepala near Peshawar in Pakistan, and Alexandria in Sindh. இதெல்லாம் தான் some of the prominent Greek settlements சொல்லலாம். Question number 56. Which of the following statement is correct? The Greek accounts of India provide valuable information but with a bit of exaggeration. Alexander's death created a void in the northwest, facilitating the accession of Chandragupta Maurya to the throne of Magadha. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are true. Greek accounts of India it provide valuable information சொல்லலாம், but there was a bit of exaggeration also in those informations. அலெக்சாண்டரோட டெத்துக்கு அப்புறமா நார்த் வெஸ்ட்ல ஒரு பெரிய வாய்ட் இருந்தது, and this facilitated the accession of Chandragupta Maurya to the throne of Magadha. It also helped him to conquer numerous small chiefdoms in the northwest, and he bring the region under his empire. Question number 57. Who was a youth living in Takshila when Alexander invaded India? The correct answer is option B, Chandragupta. Greek historians contemporary accounts padi, they show that Chandragupta was young who was living in Takshila when Alexander invaded India. So Greek historians also have recorded his name as Chandrakotus or Chandrakoptus, which evidently modified forms of Chandragupta. Question number 58. Which of the following statement is correct? Chandragupta led a revolt against the Nandas years later and overthrew them. Chandragupta achieved it either by inciting the people to rise against an unpopular monarch or by soliciting their support in the overthrowing an unpopular king. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. அலெக்சாண்டரால் இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணப்பட்ட சந்திரகுப்தா led a revolt against the Nandas a year later and overthrew them. So Chandragupta வந்து achieved it either by inciting the people to rise against an unpopular monarch or by soliciting their support in overthrowing an unpopular king. Question number 59. When did Chandragupta become the first emperor? The correct answer is option B, 321 CE. Chandragupta established a Mauryan empire and he became its first emperor in 321 BCE. He was inspired by Alexander and he led a revolt against the Nandas. Question number 60. Which inscription mentions about Chandragupta expanding as far as Gujarat? The correct answer is option C, Junagadh. Junagadh rock inscription learned Chandragupta expanded his empire westward as far as Gujarat. அப்படிங்கிற இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை நம்ம derive பண்ணலாம். Question number 61. Which Alexander's general was defeated by Chandragupta? The correct answer is option B, Seleucus. சந்திரகுப்தாவோட another major event நம்ம பார்க்கறது வந்து the war against Seleucus and he was one of Alexander's general. So Alexanderோட டெத்க்கு அப்புறமா Seleucus established his kingdom extending to Punjab. So Chandragupta defeated him in battle sometime before 301 BCE and drove him out of the Punjab region. Question number 62. Who was the ambassador to Chandragupta's court by Seleucus? The correct answer is option B, Megasthenes. The final agreement between Chandragupta and Seleucus was probably not too acrimonious since Chandragupta gave Seleucus 500 war elephants and Seleucus sent an ambassador, Megasthenes, to Chandragupta's court. Question number 63. Which of the following work was written by Megasthenes? The correct answer is option C, Indica. Chandragupta வந்து செலகஸ்க்கு 500 வார் எலிஃபண்ட்ஸும் செலகஸ் ஒரு அம்பாசிடரையும் சந்திரகுப்தா கோர்ட்டுக்கு அனுப்பினதா ஒரு குறிப்பு இருக்கு. அண்ட் அந்த அம்பாசிடர் வந்து வாஸ் மெகஸ்தனிஸ். அண்ட் we owe much of the information that we have about Chandragupta to Indica and இந்த account வந்து was written by Megasthenes சொல்லலாம். The original of this work is lost, but நிறைய Greek historians வந்து they reproduced part of his accounts which describes the court of Chandragupta and his administration. Question number 64. Who aided and advised Chandragupta, known for political maneuvering in governing his empire? The correct answer is option B, Chanakya. Chandragupta was ably advised and aided by Chanakya and he is known for political maneuvering in governing his empire. Contemporary Jain and Buddhist texts, they hardly have any mention of Chanakya. Question number 65. What are the other names of Chanakya? Pliny, Kaudilya, Vishnugupta. The correct answer is option C, Kaudilya and Vishnugupta. Chanakya, he was also known as Kaudilya and Vishnugupta. He was a Brahmin and a sworn advisory of the Nandas, and he is credited with having devised the strategy for overthrowing the Nandas, and he helped Chandragupta to become the emperor of Magadha. Question number 66. Which of the following work is done by Chanakya? The correct answer is option B, Arthashastra. Chanakya he is celebrated as the author of Arthashastra, and this is a treatise on political strategy and governance in Solla. His intrigues and brilliant strategies to subvert the intended invasion of Magadha is the theme of play. So Mudra Rakshasha, Vishagadatta is the author of Mudra Rakshasha, is another play. 67 question number. Chandragupta's son Bindusara succeeded him as emperor in. The correct answer is option D, 297 BCE. Chandragupta's son Bindusara succeeded him as an emperor in 297 BCE in a peaceful and natural transition. And we don't have much details about what happened to Chandragupta. Question number 68. Where did Chandragupta spend his last days according to Jain traditions? The correct answer is option D, Saravana Belagola. Jain tradition padi Chandragupta spent his last years as an aesthetic in Chandragiri, which is near Saravana Belagola in Karnataka. Question number 69. Which of the following statement is correct? Bindusara was a clearly capable ruler and continued his father's tradition of close interaction with the Greek states of West Asia. He continued to be advised by Chanakya and other capable ministers. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Bindusara வந்து ஒரு கேப்பபிள் ரூலராக இருந்தார் and he continued his father's tradition of close interaction with the Greek states of West Asia and he continued to be advised by Chanakya and other capable ministers. Question number 70. When did Bindusara is believed to be died? The correct answer is option B, 272 BCE. Bindusara, he ruled for 25 years and he must have died in 272 BCE and இவரோட sons were appointed as viceroys of different provinces of the empire and we also don't know much about his military exploits, but the whole empire passed intact to his son Ashoka. Question number 71. When did Ashoka took over the throne? The correct answer is option B, 272 BCE. Ashoka he was not chosen as a successor and the fact that he came the throne only 4 years later in 268 BCE, that would indicate that there was a struggle between the sons of Bindusara for the succession. Question number 72. Where did Ashoka was said to put down a revolt when he was a governor? The correct answer is option D, Takshila. Ashoka he has been the viceroy of Taxila and when he put down a revolt against the local officials by the people of Taxila and he was the later viceroy of Ujjain, which is a capital of Avanti and a major city and commercial center. Question number 73. Where does the monuments of Ashoka are excavated? The correct answer is option B, Padaliputra. Or Emperor Ashoka created with building the monumental structures that have been excavated in the site of Padaliputra and he also continued the tradition of close interaction with the Greek states in the West Asia and there was a mutual exchange of emissaries from both sides. Question number 74. At which year of his reign Ashoka fought Kalinga War? The correct answer is option D, 8. Ashoka rule oda defining event ஆன Kalinga War அதோட campaign present day Odisha இருந்தது and this was happened in the 8th year of Ashoka's reign and this is the only recorded military expedition of the Mauryas. Question number 75. Which inscription speaks of Kalinga as a part of Nanda Empire? The correct answer is option A, Hadigumba. The campaign of Kalinga probably mean more ferocious and brutal than usual because This was a punitive war against Kalinga சொல்லலாம், which had broken away from the Magadha Empire. Hatikumba inscription வந்து it tells about the Kalinga as a part of Nanda Empire. Question number 76. Which of the following statement is correct? Ashoka was devastated by the carnage of Kalinga war and moved by the suffering that he converted to humanistic values. He became a Jain and his new-found values and beliefs were recorded in a series of edicts. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Ashoka வந்து he was devastated by the carnage of Kalinga war சொல்லலாம், and he also moved by the suffering that he converted to humanistic values. He became a Buddhist and his found values and beliefs were recorded in a series of edicts. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து those confirm his passion for peace and moral righteousness or dhamma, that is dharma in Sanskrit. Question number 77. How many Ashokan inscriptions are there? The correct answer is option A. 33. The edicts of Ashoka வந்து constitute the most concrete source of information about the Mauryan Empire. So totally there are 33 edicts. Question number 78. Match the following. Major rock edicts 14, Kalinga edicts 7, Pillar edicts 2. And the correct answer is option A. Major rock edicts 14, Kalinga edicts 2, Pillar edicts 7. Total there were 33 edicts in சொல்லலாம் of Ashoka, and those comprise 14 major rock edicts, 2 Kalinga edicts and 7 pillar edicts and some minor rock edicts also, and few minor pillar inscriptions also. Question number 79. What is the eastern limit of major rock edict of Ashoka? The correct answer is option B. Odisha. The major rock edicts வந்து extend from Kandahar in Afghanistan, Sabagarsi and Manshera in the northwest Pakistan to Uttarakhand district in the north. Gujarat and Maharashtra வந்து westலியும், Odisha eastலியும், and as far south as Karnataka and Kurnool district in Andhra Pradesh. Question number 80. Minor pillar inscriptions have been found as far north as. The correct answer is option C. Nepal. Minor pillar inscriptions வந்து has been found as far as Nepal சொல்லலாம், which is near Lumbini. These edicts were written mostly in the Brahmi script and in Magadhi and Pragarit. So with this we'll complete the part 3 video of lesson 4. For more online study materials and online test packages, visit the official website of WinMean and download the WinMean e-learning app from the Play Store. இதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கைண்ட்லி மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப் இட். தேங்க்யூ. ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு வின்மீன் இ-லேர்னிங். இந்த இ-லேர்னிங் செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் 4ஓட லைன் பை லைன் கொஷின் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இதில் பார்ட் 4 வீடியோ இப்போ பார்க்கலாம். Question number 81. The Kandahar inscriptions are in Aramaic, Kharoshthi, Greek. The correct answer is option B. Aramaic and Greek. The edicts was written mostly in the Brahmi script சொல்லலாம், and in Magadhi and Pragarit. So Kandahar inscriptions Greekலயும் Aramicலயும் எழுதப்பட்டது, while these two inscriptions in the northwest Pakistan are in Kharoshthi script. Question number 82. When did Ashoka convene Third Buddhist Council? The correct answer is option B. 250 BCE. Ashoka region the major event was the convening of Third Buddhist Sangha, that is Council, in the year 250 BCE, which was held in the capital of Padaliputra. Question number 83. Which of the following statement is correct? Ashoka's deepening commitment to Buddhism meant the royal patronage was extended to the Buddhist establishment. An important outcome of this Sangha was the decision to expand the reach of Buddhism to other parts of the region and to send missions to convert people to the religion. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. Ashokaவோட deepened commitment to Buddhism meant the royal patronage was extended to the Buddhist establishment. அதோட important outcome of the Sangha was the decision to expand the reach of Buddhism to other parts of the region and also to send missions to convert people to Buddhism. Buddhism thus became a proselytic religion and missionaries were sent to regions outlying the empire such as Kashmir and southern part of India. Question number 84. Who among the following went to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism? Mahinda, Ashoka, Sanghamitta. The correct answer is option C, 1 and 3. So, popular belief padi, Ashoka, he sent his two children Mahinda and Sanghamitta to Sri Lanka to propagate Buddhism. So, it is also believed that they took a branch of the original Bodhi tree to Sri Lanka. Question number 85. When did Ashoka died? The correct answer is option A, 231 BCE. Ashoka died in the year 231 BCE. Though his revolutionary view of governance and non-violence find a resonance in the contemporary sensibilities, they were not in a consonance with the realities of those times in Solalam. Question number 86. Which of the following statement is incorrect? After Ashoka's death, the Mauryan Empire slowly disintegrated and died within 50 years. The 2 centuries prior to Ashoka's death and the disintegration of Mauryan Empire were truly momentous in Indian history. The correct answer is option D. None of the statements are incorrect. Ashokaவோட டெத்துக்கு அப்புறமா Mauryan Empire slowly disintegrated ஆச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம் and it died out within 50 years. So, but the 2 centuries prior to Ashoka's death and the disintegration of Mauryan Empire ஒரு truly momentous moment in Indian history ன்னு சொல்லலாம் and this was a period of great change. Question number 87. Which book mentions about the salary of chief minister, the Purohita and the army commander? The correct answer is option B, Arthashastra. Arthashastra குறிப்புகள் படி the salary of chief minister, the Purohita and the army commander was 48,000 panas and the soldiers received 500 panas. So if we multiply this by the number of infantry and cavalry, we get an idea of enormous resources needed to maintain the army and the administrative staff. Question number 88. Which of the following statement is correct about Arthashastra? The most detailed account of Mauryan administration is to be found in Arthashastra. Arthashastra was a prescriptive text which laid down the guidelines for good administration. If we add to this information from Ashoka's edict and the work of Megasthenes, we get a more comprehensive picture of the Mauryan state as it was. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Mauryan administration oda detailed account it is found in Arthashastra ன்னு சொல்லலாம். It must be remembered that the Arthashastra ஒரு prescriptive text தான் which gave the guidelines for good administration. So இந்த எல்லா இன்ஃபர்மேஷனும் அசோகா edict and work of Megasthenes இந்த எல்லா இன்ஃபர்மேஷனும் ஆட் பண்ணும்போது we get a comprehensive picture of the Mauryan state. Question number 89. The secretaries of Mauryan administration were known as? The correct answer is option C, Mahamatriyas. Head of the administration king ன்னு சொல்லப்பட்டாங்க and he was assisted by council of ministers and a Purohita or priest who was a person of great importance. and secretaries வந்து were known as Mahamantriyas. Question number 90. What was the capital region of Mauryan administration? The correct answer is option C, Padaliputra. Mauryan administration oda capital region வந்து பாடலிபுத்ராவா இருந்தது, which was directly administered by the centralized administration. Question number 91. How many Mauryan provinces were there other than the central administration? The correct answer is option A, 4. Mauryan Empire வந்து 4 provinces divide பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சு. Based at Swarnagiri, which is near Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh, Ujjain, Avanti, Malwa, Taxila in the northwest, and Tosali in Odisha in the southeast. Question number 92. Who was the in charge of exchequer or collection of revenue? The correct answer is option B, Samacheer. Revenue collection வந்து ரெஸ்பான்சிபிளாக இருந்தது கலெக்டர் ஜெனரல், தட் இஸ் சமஹர்த்தா, who was also in charge of exchequer, that he was in effect like a minister of finance ன்னு சொல்லலாம். He was also had to supervise all the provinces, fortified towns, mines, forest, trade routes and others, which were the potential sources of revenue. Question number 93. The district was under the command of. The correct answer is option B, Sthanika. Next level of administration வந்து districtsல இருந்தது, village and townsல இருந்தது. District வந்து was under the command of Sthanika, while officials known as Gopas were in charge of 5 to 10 villages. Urban administration வந்து was handled by Nagarikas. Question number 94. Villages were semi-autonomous and were under the authority of. The correct answer is option C, Gramani. Villages வந்து semi-autonomous இருந்தது and there were the authority of Gramani, who was appointed by the central government, and a council of village elders. Agriculture வந்து remained as down the centuries most important contributor to the economy, and tax on agriculture produce constituted the most important source of revenue. Question number 95. What was the entitled to the king by producers? The correct answer is option C, 1/6. The king வந்து he was entitled to 1/6 of the producer of agriculture ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Reality it was often much higher, usually about 1/4 of the produce. Question number 96. Which of the following statement is correct? The Arthashastra recommended comprehensive state control over agriculture production and marketing, with warehouses to store agriculture products and regulated markets. Lands owned by the king, forest, mines and manufacture and salt, on which the state held a monopoly, were also important sources of revenue. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. Arthashastra வந்து recommended comprehensive state control over agriculture production and marketing. இதில் வந்து there were also warehouses to store agriculture products and regulated markets so as to maximize the revenues from this most important sector of the economy ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Lands which was owned by the king, forest, mine and manufacturing and salt, இதில் எல்லாமே வந்து state held a monopoly ன்னு சொல்லலாம், because these were the important sources of revenue. Question number 97. Which of the following statement is correct? Justice was administered through courts which were established in all the major towns. 2 types of courts are mentioned. The Tnpsc courts mostly dealt with the criminal law relating to marriage, inheritance and other aspects of criminal life. The correct answer is option A. The statement 1 and 2 are correct. Justice வந்து was administered through courts ன்னு சொல்லலாம், which was established in the major towns. 2 type of court வந்து மென்ஷன் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு. ஒன்று தர்மஸ்திய கோர்ட், which dealt with the civil law that related to marriage, inheritance and other aspects of civil life. In the courts வந்து they were presided over by 3 judges well versed in sacred laws and 3 amatyas who were secretaries. Question number 98. Kantaka Shodhana type of court was presided over by. The correct answer is option C, 3 judges. Another type of court வந்து Kantaka Shodhana, that is removal of thorns. இது வந்து it was presided over by 3 judges and 3 amatyas. இந்த கோர்ட்டோட மெயின் பர்பஸ் வந்து to clear the society of anti-social elements and various type of crimes. It functioned more like a modern police ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And this was relying on a network of spies for information about such anti-social activities. Question number 99. Match the following. Yuktas, head of the districts. Rajukas, subordinate officials. Pradesikas, rural administrators. The correct answer is option B. Yuktas, subordinate officials. Rajukas, rural administrators. Pradesikas, head of the districts. அசோகாவோட ரூல் வந்து it gives an alternative model of a righteous king and a state ன்னு சொல்லலாம். He instructed his officials, the Yuktas, who were the subordinate officials, Rajukas were rural administrators, and Pradesikas were the head of the districts, to go on tours every 5 years to instruct people in Dhamma, which was given in the Major Rock Edict 3. Question number 100. Which edict showed that he would send an officer every 5 years to verify if his instructions? The correct answer is option C, Kalinga Rock Edict 1. Ashokaவோட injunctions வந்து to the officers and city magistrate stressed that all people were his children and he wished for his people that he wished for his own children. So they should obtain welfare and happiness in this world and the next. So he also added that he would send an officer every 5 years to verify if his instructions were carried out correctly. And this was depicted in the Kalinga Rock Edict 1. Question number 101. Which major rock edict of Ashoka says that religion should coexist and the aesthetics of all religions were honored? The correct answer is option C, 7 and 12. Ashoka realized பண்ணது என்ன, ஒரு effective ruler வந்து needed to be fully informed about what was happening in this kingdom, and he also insisted that he should be advised and informed promptly wherever he might be, and this is given in the Major Rock Edict 6. Ashoka also insisted that all religions should coexist and the aesthetics of all religions should be honored. So this information is obtained from the Major Rock Edict 7 and 12. Question number 102. Hospital for the treatment to human and animals were mentioned in. The correct answer is option B, Major Rock Edict 2. Providing medical care should be one of the functions of the state, and the emperor ordered hospitals to be set up to treat human beings and also animals. And in the inscription வந்து Major Rock Edict 2ல இருந்து நம்ம describe பண்ணிக்கிறோம். Question number 103. Which of the following statement is correct? Agriculture formed the backbone of the economy. The Greeks noted with wonder that 2 crops could be raised annually in India because of the fertility of the soil. Besides food grains, India also grew commercial crops such as sugarcane, cotton, which was described by Megasthenes as a reed that produced honey and trees on which wool grow. The correct answer is option D. All the above statements are correct. Agriculture வந்து எக்கானமியோட பேக்போன்னு சொல்லலாம், and it was also the largest sector in terms of share in total revenue to the state and employment. Greeks note பண்ணது என்னன்னா, there were 2 crops could be raised annually in India because of the soil ஓட fertility நால, And food grains தாண்டி India also grew commercial crops such as sugarcane and cotton, described by Megasthenes as a reed that produced honey and trees on which wool was grown. And these were the important commercial crops of that period ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Question number 104. Which cities were mentioned in Arthashastra refers to the regions producing specialized textiles? Madurai, Kashi, Vanga, Kamarupa. The correct answer is option D, all the above. அர்த்தசாஸ்திராவோட ரெஃபரன்ஸ் படி the regions which were producing specialized textiles வந்து காஷி, பெனாரஸ், வங்கா, பெங்கால், காமரூபா, அசாம் and மதுரை and many others. So ஒவ்வொரு ரீஜனும் they produced many distinctive and specialized variety of fabrics. Question number 105. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Cloth embroidery with gold and silver was won by the king and members of the royal court. Silk was known and was generally referred to as Chinese silk, which also indicates that extensive trade was carried in the Mauryan Empire. The correct answer is option D. None of the statements are incorrect. ஒவ்வொரு ரீஜன்லையும் நிறைய டிஸ்டிங்டிவ் அண்ட் ஸ்பெஷலைஸ்ட் வெரைட்டி ஆஃப் ஃபேப்ரிக்ஸ் வந்து ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். கிளாத் எம்ப்ராய்டரிட் வித் கோல்ட் அண்ட் சில்வர் வந்து கிங் அண்ட் மெம்பர்ஸ் ஆஃப் ராயல் கோட்டாவில் வான் பண்ணப்பட்டது. அண்ட் சில்க் வந்து இட் வாஸ் known as Chinese silk, which also indicates that extensive trade was carried out in the Mauryan Empire. Question number 106. Iron smelting had great improvement in technology after about. The correct answer is option B, 500 BCE. Metal and metal work ஓட great importance வந்து local metal workers வந்து worked with iron, copper and other metals to produce tools and implements, vessels and other utility items ஆல நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். Iron smelting வந்து it was known for many centuries, but there was a great improvement in technology of iron smelting after 500 BCE, and this way made it possible to smelt iron in furnaces at very high temperatures. Question number 107. Which stone was used for Ashoka's pillars? The correct answer is option B, chunar. Woodwork வந்து இன்னொரு important craft for shipbuilding, carts and chariots making and house constructions also. So stone work ஓட importance வந்து stone carving and polishing. It evolved as a highly skilled craft ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And இதோட expertise வந்து it could be seen in the stone sculptures in the stupa at Sanchi and the highly polished chunar stone used for Ashoka's pillars. Question number 108. Head of each craft was known as. The correct answer is option A, Pamuka. Crafts வந்து predominantly urban based இருந்தது and hereditary occupations also. So sons usually followed their fathers in the practice of crafts. Craftsmen வந்து they work primarily as individuals. Though royal workshops வந்து they were there to produce cloth and other products also existed. ஒவ்வொரு கிராஃப்ட்டும் வந்து ஒரு head which was called as Pamuka or leader and a Jetta, Jeshta or elder was organized in a Senior guild. So in the institution படிதான் their identity superseded the individual in craft production. Question number 109. To which of the following sea bond trade was conducted by the Mauryas? The correct answer is option D, all the above. That is Sri Lanka, Burma, Malay archipelago. Overseas trade வந்து by ships was also known, and Buddhist Jataka tale reference படி long voyages were undertaken by merchants. Seaborne trade was carried on with Burma and the Malay archipelago and also with Sri Lanka. The ships, however, were probably quite small and might have hugged the coastline. Question number 110. The silver coin of Mauryan Empire is known as. The correct answer is option B, Pana. Coinage வந்து தெரிஞ்சிருந்தாலும் barter was the medium of exchange ன்னு சொல்லலாம் in pre-modern economies. Mauryan Empireல silver coin which is known as Pana and its subdivisions were the most commonly used currency. Question number 111. Which of the following statement is correct? By about 6th century BCE, urbanization had spread to the Doab and many new city centers like Kaushambi, Beta, Vaishali, Rajagriha and among others. Buddhist texts about Buddha's preaching were also always located in urban centers. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. 6th century BCE வந்து urbanization வந்து spread to Doab and many new city centers வந்து உருவாக ஆரம்பிச்சது லைக் கோஷம்பி, பீதா, வைஷாலி அண்ட் ராஜ்கிரிகா. Buddhist text about Buddha's preaching வந்து were always located in urban centers. Cities developed primarily because of the spread of agriculture and wet rice cultivation, in particularly in Doab region. So after the marshy land was drained and reclaimed for cultivation. Question number 112. Which of the following statement about Padaliputra is correct? Padaliputra was a great capital city in the Mauryan Empire. It was described as a large, wealthy city situated at the confluence of Ganga and Yamuna rivers. It was more than 14 kilometers in length and about 2 kilometers wide. The correct answer is option B. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Padaliputra வந்து ஒரு great capital city in the Mauryan Empire சொல்லலாம். And this has been described as a large, wealthy city situated at the confluence of Ganga and Son rivers. And these stretched in the form of parallelogram. இதோட 14 கிலோமீட்டர் லென்த்தும் 2 கிலோமீட்டர் வைடாகவும் இருந்தது. Question number 113. How many gateways are there in Padaliputra city? The correct answer is option B, 64. Padaliputra was protected by an outer wall made of wood with loopholes for shooting arrows at enemies. So இதில் மொத்தமாக 64 gates இருந்தது to the city and 570 watchtowers. இதில் ஒரு wide and deep moat was outside the wall which was fed by water from the river which served both as a defense and an outlet for sewage. Question number 114. Who among the following are contemporary of the Nandas? The correct answer is option D. Panini and Kathayayana. அப்போ இந்த literature and art of that period have not survived ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Sanskrit language and literature were enriched by the work of grammarian Panini. It was about 500 BCE and Kathayayana, who was the contemporary of Nandas, and they had written a commentary on Panini's work also. Question number 115. Buddhist and Jain texts were primarily written in. The correct answer is option B, Pali. Buddhist and Jain text it was primarily written in Pali language. Evidently, நிறைய லிட்ரரி ஒர்க்ஸ் சான்ஸ்கிரிட்ல இருந்தது were produced during this period and they find mention in later works. But இந்த சான்ஸ்கிரிட் ஒர்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் it was not available to us. So with this we'll complete the whole video of lesson 4. So இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஆன்லைன் டெஸ்ட் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆன்லைன் டெஸ்ட் பேக்கேஜஸ் டிஎன்பிஎஸ்சி ப்ரிப்பரேஷனுக்கு உங்களுக்கு தேவைப்பட்டுச்சுன்னா visit the official website of WinMean and download the WinMean e-learning app from the Play Store. இதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். Kindly make use for your preparation. Thank you.